Pieces. Good afternoon. It's your girl Kim. What's poppin'? How you guys doing? I hope you've had a good day. Today is Tuesday, and I'm doing this special video. It's been requested, and so I wish my husband were here to do this with me, but I said that I would go ahead and do this video. It's kind of like a Q&A, sort of. But what I want to do is that I want to answer some questions that many of you have, and just kind of break some things down. And I'm going to be doing a series, and the series is going to be about well, part of it is going to be about how to navigate life when you have multiple children with disabilities, right? So and this is what this video is about. So I wanted to just kind of engage with you all. Many of you have asked, and yes, I'm going to be getting my P.O. box real soon. I got a question about that. You guys have emailed me. That's amazing. And thank you for the emails. I appreciate that. Some people comment on the videos. I haven't gotten a lot of comments. Guys, go ahead and talk to me through comments. I'm okay with that. But yeah, I wanted to take a moment. And it's going to be a very short video. I promise. I'm watching the time. I want to make sure I don't make this too long. But I wanted to just kind of engage with you all, talk with you about my life. And some of you have had questions about it. So I'm trying to make years and kind of condense it, if you will. The question has been, how do I have 4 children with autism? How did that happen? I wish I knew the answer to that question. I do. But I will tell you this, being a mom with 5 special needs children. Now, mind you, 4 of them have autism and 1 has a congenital heart defect, she's actually very asymptomatic right now, but I'm pushing for her to kind of do some follow-up with her cardiologist, but it can be a challenge. So let's talk about, I want to talk about each child, how special they are to me, and how each of them kind of work. So let's talk about Kendra. Kendra's my oldest, and Kendra was not diagnosed until she was an adult. I knew she was from the beginning, and I knew she was. Nobody could tell me different. I knew that she was special in my sight. That is my baby girl. My first baby. She's the one that taught me how to be a parent. And she's an amazing woman, So she was diagnosed as an adult. So Kendra is considered very high functioning autistic. And let's talk about girls. Girls get misdiagnosed all the time. Girls fall through the cracks. They have for many years. I told our educators when she was in school, I said, she is definitely autistic. I knew it. I knew that she needed to be on IEP, but they told me no. So she never got on officially diagnosed in school. She went through high school. I had to fight for her to graduate. It was just a mess because of her disability. It was hard for her to play catch up with the work. I had some of the educators who at that time were terrible. They were terrible. They want to work with her. It was terrible. Well, I reached out to her science teacher to be exact. And I was like, hey, she needs extra help just to be able to graduate. Well, I've got her all bail. She's got plenty of time to. I'm like, you have to understand. And so, unfortunately, because she was not on an IEP and she was not labeled, if you will, they just kind of blew it to her being slow, not slow, but not being, efficient, I guess, when it comes to her work, when it was her disability. So yeah, so she's doing amazing. She's gone through college, which was hard, but she got through college and she got her degrees, she got 2 degrees, and she now lives in Arizona and doing very well there, very well. So that's her, and she is definitely autistic. She probably will never drive, maybe. I'm hoping she will learn to drive. That's been a challenge, but she is amazing and doing amazing work where she is working with babies. And she's a missionary as well. Then there's Kellen. Kellen is my oldest son, and you guys have seen Kellen a lot. Kellen is creative. He likes to dance. He likes to sing. He loves music. He likes to talk to people. Now, as you all know, some of the characteristics of autism is some individuals don't like to be touched. Well, Kellen It's sort of like that, but I think because I nurtured him a lot and I did not know what autism was, I held him a lot. I loved him a lot. Whereas with Sanford, I knew he was autistic, so I didn't give him. He got the touch from me as a baby, but as he got older, I could see he didn't want to be touched. So I, didn't do that. But Kellen is different. Kellen still doesn't necessarily like to be touched, but he'll hug you or he'll shake your hand, and he's very outgoing, but the touching is still kind of at a limit. He is my high functioning, very happy, very personable son who was also somewhat misdiagnosed. When he was diagnosed with autism, I was told when he was diagnosed at 4, and we were told that he would never talk, he would never walk completely, and he would never be potty trained. No, I'm sorry, he was 2. I'm sorry, he was 2.5. And I was like, oh, the devil's a liar. No, he will, and he has. And he does. So Callum talks, he talks a lot. And he's very functional, very high functioning in that he can take care of himself if he needs to. He can cook, clean, do laundry. He can he can take care of himself. But he has to have 24-hour care because he is an elopement risk. He will elope. He'll hop on a bus somewhere and end up in Kentucky and Tennessee. He's done it before. So he has to have that. And then there is Kalela, my middle child. And you guys know Kalela is my preemie. She is my baby, my miracle baby who was born at 1 pound at birth and had everything a preemie could have. She had everything. Eye issues, skin issues, heart issues. She had a lot of that going on. So, but she was healed from all that. She still has some neurological things going on as well because she had a brain bleed when she was born. And yeah, so she is my creative cosplaying. She's gifted in the area of art. Her drawings are amazing. And she is at the age where she's still kind of coming to her own and discovering what she wants to do with her life and all that. So that's Miss Kalela. Then there is, well, I skipped one because I'm talking about the autistic kids. Then there's Sanford, who is my youngest boy. Sanford is semi-nonverbal. Sanford, however, is still considered somewhat high functioning because he works, he has a job, he has a regimen that he does around the house. He's my trash man. He used to be my floor man. He doesn't do that anymore. But he knows how to cook for himself. He cleans well. He knows how to do dishes, load the dishwasher. He can do his own laundry. Yeah, he can function because that is what I decided to do with my boys. I wanted them to be able to function without me. If something ever happened to where they had to be home or they had to be by themselves for a period of time, they could know what to do. And that's what I wanted to do. He is a good communicator on text. He texts very well. He talks through the computer, through the phone very, very well. But in person, he doesn't speak that much. So, but he is very much a self-advocator. He lets you know he doesn't want you to touch him. That has happened before. People will just come and grab him, hug him. He'll say, don't touch me, because he doesn't like to be touched. So yeah, and he advocates for himself. So he is my amazing younger son. And so those are the 4 who have autism. And then there's Christina's my middle baby. I left her for last for a reason because she's the middle child. And she does not have autism, but she has a congenital heart defect. So she's the one who I've just kind of been on it. I need you to go to the cardiologist, go, just being that mama that I am to make sure that she's taken care of. So some of you have asked, how do I do it? How do I do this? Well, I have had to build a team, my own team, if you will. But at first I did it all by myself. I did it alone. And, well, let me just say this, my former husband, God rest his soul. He was around, of course, we were married for 20 years or so. He was around, but his focus was work and paying the bills or, helping giving the money to me so I can manage the bills. That's kind of how I managed everything. And he would work long hours. He would come home and sleep and eat. And that was kind of his job, his role. Every now and then he would come to an IEP meeting. Every now and then I did all those myself. And then he was off on weekends. So we did go to church together as a family. But that was it. I did it all myself. I have done what I have built over these years. It has been many years. It's a labor of love, but it has been exhausting. It's been exhausting. So the question is, well, how do you do what you do? First, I just do it. I mean, and I'm not trying to be, funny or have a funny little saying. I just get up and I do it every day. Every day is a new day. Every day is a new start. I am extremely well organized though, so I have to micromanage. So I micromanage my children. I micromanage the staff that works with my children. And they're not around all the time, but when they are here, I have to micromanage everything. I do very well with organizing the house, the schedule, the cleaning schedules, the kids' schedules that they have on a daily basis, doing group texts, drawing out checklists, putting them on the walls. Yeah, it's a whole lot of that. Then I have meetings every week with the agencies that take care of my children. Some I meet with them maybe twice a week. And then I have to kind of micromanage the agencies sometime as well, because it's like, okay, I have to micromanage them to tell them how to serve my children. And then before I even let anyone come in my home or my son's home, I meet with them. I have a meeting. I believe in meeting these people before they come in. So yeah. So I'm going to, this is a kind of an introduction, if you will, kind of answer some of you guys' questions. Another question was asked, well, what do I do and how do I do this? I am a publicist agent by trade. And so I worked for 2 Fortune 500 companies over the years. And then I left, the last company I left, I worked for a nonprofit and I consulted with that nonprofit. I was under contractual agreement with this company, this nonprofit organization. And then I left that organization in 2000 and started Reese Incorporated. And under that Reese Incorporated, I started doing consulting and PR work. And this year will be, oh my gosh, this July will be 25 years of me being self-employed and working for myself. And I had to do it. I had no choice. When the kids were younger, again, in 2000, I had a talk with my husband at the time. I said, listen, sweetie, I was like, God isn't pleased. I'm not happy working outside the home. The kids have so many needs. They were younger. It was a whole lot. Babysitting was a challenge. And that was a horror story. That's for another day. And I was like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm coming home. And I literally gave up a salary to come home. And I had to reinvent myself, and that's when I formed Reese Incorporated. What I'm doing now is I did it for 25 years, but just maybe 4 years ago, we formed the Reese Mensa Foundation. My goal now is to completely stop doing PR work and to focus on the nonprofit. That's it. I'm excited with my new husband it'll be 4 years this April. Oh my gosh, next month we'll be married 4 years. Wow, time flies. We've been together longer than that, but wow. We'll be together 7 years this coming October. It'll be 7 years together, but wow, that's crazy. Anyway, yeah, something like that. Yeah. So anyway, so I digress, but I want to focus on just a nonprofit. My husband will be around to help navigate a lot of this other stuff and to be here to help me with that. And yeah, of course, he'll just be doing the regular role, I guess, if you will, that a man will do, is to go out and work. And he'll, and that will free me up to do a lot more with what I'm doing for the nonprofit. So this was a quick 10-minute, hopefully a little over 10 minutes. I want to share with you all to answer some of your questions. And then moving forward, I'm going to be doing a series of how to navigate life with special needs children. Multiple special needs children, because some people may have one child with autism and then they find that challenging. And it can be. I had that one child, and that was Kellen. Well, I actually had 2, didn't know I had 2 at the time, although I always kind of knew she was. But having multiple kids with disabilities and special needs, it is, I call it God's work, because it takes a special anointing and a calling to be able to do this. And I believe that God trusts me. As a matter of fact, I did question God. I said, why do I have these kids? Why did you give me these children? And God spoke to me very clearly through the Holy Spirit and said, because I trust you. And with that, I trust that you guys are having an amazing day. I trust that you are going to have an amazing week. And I will see you on this next video for this series on how to manage and navigate life with special needs children, multiple special needs children. All right, Reese's Pieces, have an amazing day. And I will see you next time. Bye.